Hello friends, welcome to one more interesting aspect of motivational skills, and the topic for today's discussion is disability awareness. Disability awareness is about telling people what they are not capable of doing and then educating them so that they can become capable. It is a very common process continuously going on in any organization, ladies and gentlemen. Disability awareness is a very crucial part of corporate environment. Now, whenever we join corporate sector, we join on the basis of our existing knowledge. Company always hires us in a specific profile: database development, product development, accounts executive. Whatever is our qualification, we get hired according to that. And after that, initially we are provided some training related to what actually happens inside the organization. And once the training period is over, we are actually aligned in the core task. But once we start performing in our core department, we often face certain difficulties, certain disturbances. If we are knowledgeable, we can overcome those difficulties, and that decides our professional credibility. And only on this depends our promotion and our increment in salary. How quickly we are able to understand the difficulties that the organization is facing in a specific department and how capable we are in overcoming those difficulties, that decides our professional credibility. And because of this, we get consistent promotion and consistent increment in salary. Now, it is the responsibility of higher authorities to consistently monitor all their employees and try to understand that where they are lacking. Is there anything that they are not able to perform well? Is there anything that they are not able to do properly according to the rules and regulations of the organization? Because if the employee is not able to work properly, it will bring huge losses to the organization in terms of finance, in terms of overall growth. That's why it is very much responsible and very much necessary that the higher authorities must try to understand that where their employees are actually lacking. Now, there are two cases over here. One thing is the employee is consistently working wrong. Now, every time we cannot fire employees for doing wrong things. This is not the right way of running any company, running any organization. The employee is not working properly and you fire the employee and you think that everything will be fine. Not at all. If you hire some other employee in place of that employee whom you have fired, and if again he starts doing the same thing, he starts making the same mistake, you will again fire that employee and again go to hire some another employee in his place. What will happen? You keep on firing employees and the productivity rate keeps going down consistently. Instead of firing employees, instead of taking employees out of the organization, it's better to groom your employees, to groom your existing employees. That's why the training department inside any organization, it is the responsibility of that department to provide consistent internal training to the existing employees of the organization. Wherever the employee is lacking, try to upgrade his skills in that particular domain. Employees must be put consistently in regular training sessions and retraining sessions to explain them how the procedures are actually happening inside the organization and what the organization expects from them. Ladies and gentlemen, consistent training is the part of every corporate culture. Inside any corporate organization, training department is the most crucial department. Whenever an employee joins an organization, initially he is given training about the plans and procedures of the organization, about the rules and policies of the organization, how the tasks actually happen inside the organization, and what are the specific responsibilities of that particular employee which the organization will throw upon him. All these things are taught to the employees initially before putting them in a project. And when the employee actually starts working inside the organization on a particular project, he starts facing various other difficulties. It is the responsibility of the organization to identify all those difficulties, to identify that where the employees are lacking, to identify that what are the things which the employees do not know, and then consistently provide them training in that particular domain. Consistent training is the only criteria by the help of which an organization can grow and succeed in financial terms. Consistent trainings must be provided to the employees related to their communication skills, related to their dressing sense, related to the core technology on which they are working, and many other technologies on which they are not working actually, but these technologies, these tools can support them in the current task that they are doing. This is very crucial. That's why consistent training is very much required inside any organization. Disability awareness. Whether the employee is able to perform properly or not, whether the employee is able to speak English properly or not, whether the employee is able to convince the vendors and distributors of the company or not, whether the employee is able to convince the third-party partners of the company or not, whether the employee is understanding the other non-technical aspects going on inside the organization along with his core responsibilities that the company has assigned to him. All these things are very important, and the managers and superiors of the organization must take a very good care of this on daily basis. If you want consistent financial growth of the organization, you have to monitor all these things on daily basis. If the employees are working on daily basis consistently, properly according to the rules and regulations of the organization, in the proper way, in the proper manner which the organization has pre-decided for a particular project, only then the company can ensure consistent growth and consistent financial success. Retraining is the word, ladies and gentlemen. Retraining is the buzzword. Always indulge your employees in the retraining sessions again and again till they become perfect. Because if you fire them every time, you will have lack of employees in your own organization, and that will be a huge setback for you. That's why analyze the importance of training and retraining. Consistently put your employees in training and retraining to upgrade their skills, to upgrade their knowledge according to the project that you are handling, according to the task that you want your employees to do. Now this is on the part of organization that has hired the employee. Opposite to this, there are certain responsibilities of the employees who are working inside the organization also. It is their moral and ethical responsibility to work according to the rules and regulations of the organization and follow all the terms and conditions of the organization. If the organization is putting employees in some training or retraining session, they must work over there consistently. If the company is providing initial training as a fresher employee, try to understand what company wants to tell you. Try to understand all the plans and policies of the organization. Try to understand in what manner organization wants you to work. If you are not able to work properly, definitely retraining will be provided to you. But if you repeat same mistakes again and again, it means it is not organization's fault, it is your fault as an employee. You are actually not willing to be the part of the job that has been assigned to you. That's why you are willingly not working properly. Because if an employee is very serious towards his job, if employee is very serious towards his monthly salary that he is getting, he will definitely work consistently and properly and perfectly. So if an employee is repeating the mistakes again and again, it is very much clear that the employee is not willing to work in the task that has been assigned to him. In that case, one more thing can be done. Psychological counseling can be provided to the employees to actually understand that where they exactly want to be inside the organization. Sometimes the real capabilities of an employee are entirely different from the task that has been assigned to him inside the organization. In this context, psychological counseling can help you. By the help of psychological counseling, you can understand that what are the real intentions of an employee. What is his real core talent? what he can actually do inside the organization, and after that psychological counseling, please put your employees in the domain of their choice. It also happens, ladies and gentlemen, if the employee is not working in the domain of his choice, he is not able to perform well because he is not willing to perform well. That is the point. Here, two things are important. A person is not able to perform well, and second, a person is not willing to perform well. If a person is not able to perform well, it is technical training problem. You give him some technical training, he will be okay. If a person is not willing to perform in the task that you have assigned to that person, doesn't matter how much training you give to that person, he will still not perform well. So try to make the difference between these two things also. Try to find out what your employees are actually capable of doing, and moreover, what your employees are actually willing to do. If you put them in the domain of their choice, the profits of your organization will always grow, and in this regard also psychological counseling is very much required. That's why we have to understand this thing from two perspectives. First perspective is employee perspective. How capable is the employee and whether he is willing to work in a particular domain or not. And second is industry perspective. If the employee is willing to perform well in a particular domain, but still he is not able to do well, then some technical training is required. You give that employee some technical training, some task related training, and very soon he will be perfect. So try to understand the difference between these two things, and your organization will always be a consistently growing organization. So that's all for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you loved my today's video. Please subscribe my channel, Piyush Pandey, Trainer B.Tech MBA, and please press the bell icon for constant updates. Thank you very much. Have a great day.